Hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to the Flight Sim world, guys. This is Viperstrike 95, and today we're back with day 34 of my all countries around the world trip. And today we're back here at Santa Cruz de la Sierra today, and we're going to finish up our second and final flight in Bolivia today. We're going to be doing some more high altitude flights here. So, guys, I hope you all have a great weekend. I hope it turned out really, really great for you guys. My weekend so far has been pretty nice. Got to enjoy some good sleep yesterday, and I did partake in the Two-Tone Murphy D-Day event, which was really cool. So, before we get started with everyone, I want to say hello to everyone in the chat. We have Super Typhon, good to see you, and hello to all the lurkers in chat. Great to have you guys here. Good morning. So today's flight plan is going to look something like this. Um, so this one's about 302 nautical miles. Is 302 nautical miles. So we'll take off here from Santa Cruz de la Sierra. We'll be climbing up to 15,000 feet for leg number one because obviously we're in Bolivia. We're going to go to some insanely high altitudes. And we'll make our first stop at Cochabamba, Sierra Lima Charlie Bravo. After landing there, we'll depart from here and climb all the way up to 18,000 feet. Though I'm actually going to climb around 18,000 feet, and we'll fly all the way through. We'll check out Cerro Gigante and of course Illimani, and we'll make our way over to the beautiful city of La Paz and make a landing of one of the world's highest airports, La Paz. So at El Alto International, Sierra Lima Lima Papa. So, um, so, so I'm just going to go ahead and I went ahead and just add waypoints to. Actually, I did make a waypoint change. So went ahead and make a few. But yeah, we will be actually climbing up to 20,000 feet for the second leg, but the first leg is going to be much simpler. So that's going to be our flight plan. Yes, lots of really high altitude flying today, but it's for a good reason. So the plane we're taking here today is the Pilatus PC-6 Porter. Now, if you guys don't know what a Pilatus PC-6 Porter, I did flew the Porter earlier in the journey in the Caribbean, I believe. But the reason we're taking the Porter out today is because, well, this thing's kind of made for high altitude flying because it can go up to 26,000 feet. It's made for these high altitude operations. That's why there are a lot of both civilian and military operators of this, and particularly a lot of civil operators use this. Malcook Ski Planes has used to own one of these. Lots of bush strip companies across Papua New Guinea, Nepal, Indonesia use these, but it makes sense. These things can take off from very short distances, and that's great to have, especially either at the short bush trips or at these high altitudes. And trust me, we're going to be going to high altitudes. So we're going to be needing a plane of this caliber. Go ahead and turn on the battery. Boom. Oh, and that's everything on for this thing. So I'm going to go ahead and set up the altitude. We're going to be going to 286 heading. So we're going to go ahead. And altitude for this first leg is going to be at 15,000 feet. So we're going to go up. So yeah, this is our second to last flight in Bolivia already, guys. This is going to be a pretty crazy one. The first leg is going to be 175 nautical miles over to Cocobamba. So, so yeah, guys, I hope you all had a good weekend so far. For me, I did some duty schedule stuff yesterday. I completed 2 massive duty schedule stuff, so I got that completed last night. So today I'm going to have to do another achievement, a Le Mans achievement, because we're going to get the new Le Mans. So yeah, we got a big old Le Mans achievement today, so I'm going to have to complete that today. So if you guys want to join on in, we're on the Southeast Asian server. We're at Sierra Lima Victor Romeo. This is Viru Viru International Airport, Bolivia's busiest airport, and main international gateway to the country. So, here's Kazaki Flyer in the SC7. Nice. Hey, Kazaki Flyer, good to see you, my dude. Welcome on in. Speaking of which, Kazaki, did you ever get your streaming thing set, your OBS issues fixed? Because I know you've been having issues with that. Hey, Infidel Fireman, good to see you. Welcome, welcome. Super Typhoon says, "Oh, nice, Xbox Showcase Day. Oh, cool. They might release something for FS24. I have a feeling they will. Knowing them, they probably would. So, I'm gonna go ahead and get up to the sky. So we're gonna go ahead and full power. We're gonna go ahead and do this. Hey, B, nope, no. Oh, cool. More cables. Yeah, a couple more cables coming. Well, as long as everything works, that's perfectly good. We're gonna go ahead and take off here from this. Look at this porter. Hey, good to see you, Planet Neutral. Welcome on in, my dear friend. Welcome on in, Planet Neutral. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for the shout out. Now, if you guys haven't checked out Planet Neutral, he's a very good friend of mine in the community. Excellent dude. I love his streams. Between the karaoke, the GA flying, and the atmosphere, he's one of my favorites. Yesterday, I saw you yesterday doing an all-day stream in Alaska. Man, Southeast Alaska, maybe one of the nicest regions in the entire world. And part of the world I'm lucky to have visited in real life. Southeast Alaska, absolutely beautiful. So many amazing areas to fly over. Ketchikan, Sitka, Wrangell's really nice, Petersburg, Kege, Juneau. Just so many amazing areas to fly over in the sim. I know the sim doesn't always have the best data, but this region is just one of the best, along with Norway. Nice, you're going to start the Yukon River. Oh, wonderful. Oh, that's a good choice. Yukon River, that's a great choice of river. I'll definitely catch on to that one tonight. But yeah, the Yukon River, that's going to be a gorgeous flight. That's going to be gorgeous. So since you're going to start from Skagway, you're going to go up to Skagway. And then you're going to get caught up on up to Whitehorse, which is one of the major parts of the Yukon. So you can start from Skagway, go through the Klondike Highway, and then from there you get caught up to the Yukon River through Klondike Highway, and then you follow through all the way to Whitehorse. I believe that's where you're going to be tonight, because I bet that's probably going to be what it is. Because the White Pass Railway historically has gone from Skagway over to Whitehorse, so you're probably going through that. To Carcross into Whitehorse, and then you follow the course of the Yukon River. Yeah, that is going to be a beautiful flight. Very, very nice. But yeah, you're going to go through a little bit of British Columbia, Yukon Territory, and then most of it through Alaska. Yeah, I figured that we're going to pass through Whitehorse. That's probably where the river goes. Okay, cool. The Kodiak, that should be nice. I haven't taken the Kodiak at all for the journey, like I said. The Kodiak just hasn't been updated very much at all. I know SimWorks Studios is pretty busy, but they haven't really updated the Kodiak. That's probably what it is, but it should be a lot of fun. Let's see who's flying along with us. We have Kazaki Flyer with us in the SE7. Ooh, nice. Yeah, we definitely needed something for high altitude. We definitely needed something for these high altitudes. Like I said. So I wanted to talk to you guys about something that happened yesterday. I bet some of you guys in the community may not be aware of. But Tuto Murphy and 757 Spy did an inter-community stream with the D-Day missions. That was super awesome. That was a super awesome thing to see. Murph was recreating by the 101st Airborne was when he did his mission based off of on his channel. And he took off from Exeter. I believe 75 Spy did one based on Oxford. He did another one. Very similar. But it was definitely very, very cool And actually, believe it or not, one of my family members was actually involved in D-Day. He was an uncle from my mom's side. Thomas Musgrove, he was part of the U.S. Army, um, 60th Infantry Regiment, 9th Infantry Division. Oh yeah, Spy did the 82nd, that's right. But basically, my uncle from my mom's side, um, he was part of the U.S. Army for Tennessee. He was the 60th Infantry Regiment and 9th Infantry Division. He unfortunately passed away in 1944, just a couple of days after the events of D-Day. And he's currently buried at the American Cemetery. So I did have a family member who was participating during the events of D-Day and the liberation of France. And this is important for me because not only is it part of my family members, but I will also be visiting the American Cemetery in Normandy Beaches. So I'm hoping that we can find his grave and to pay our respects to him. Because, like I said, those people are way braver than I am. To go into D-Day facing infantry fire, artillery shells, and more. It was very rough. Like, a lot of people died before they even got on shore because of how brutal things were. So thank them for their service. They're very brave men. They don't call them the greatest generation for nothing. So yeah, we're doing quite well. So in terms of other stuff, our virtual airline Firefly Air, we got some. If you guys want to join our virtual airline, this is gonna be our Wednesday streams. But so far we're doing pretty good. I'm actually, in fact, I could very realistically catch up to the top 2 of the leaderboard. If not today, probably by Wednesday, I might be in the top 2. Still, though, Dale is still so far ahead. It's unbelievable. Pretty crazy stuff. So I think I planned out next week's streams. I'm gonna go ahead and also release the next 7 days of our around the world of our all countries trip. I'll get that posted this within the next week. So it'll go over the next 7 days, but basically the next 7 days is going to be after Sierra Papa Hotel Oscar. We'll be doing. We'll fly over to Lima. We're gonna go visit Lima, Peru. Then we'll make our way over from there over to Lima, then over to Trujillo, and then potentially make our way over to Ecuador. We'll visit one of our 2 other South America hubs in Quito. So once we get to Guayaquil, we're gonna go up through the mountain range and make our way over to Quito. Then we're gonna check out Colombia, visiting some of the big cities, most notably Cali, Bogota, and Medellin, before eventually making our way over to Panama. We'll finally get back to North America with Panama and start doing Central America. But that's going to be for the next couple of weeks. I believe we're going to be getting back to Central America, and hopefully we'll make our way through into Mexico. But basically, the order of Central American countries is going to be Panama, Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Honduras, El Salvador, Guatemala, Belize, and then do Mexico, starting from Cancun, because we'll check out Chichen Itza, of course, Cancun, Cozumel, Cancun, Chichen Itza, and then we'll make our way through to into southern parts of Mexico. We'll make our way over to Mexico City, Guadalajara, and then make our way back north to Monterey and make our way back to Texas. And we'll eventually get into there. Monterey, probably get into Big Bend National Park, pay a visit there. Or from Monterey, we could visit Chihuahua, and then finally make our way over to Grand Junction, and then probably make our way over to Grand Junction and all that. But that way we can make our way over to, and the reason I did that is because of the 5 national parks in southern Utah, plus the Grand Canyon. Something we want to visit. Then we'll go, then we'll have a brief flight over to Los Angeles, and then make our way over to from LA to Fresno. So we can prepare for the climb up Yosemite, get to Lake Tahoe, and then Reno as well. So that's going to be what I'm kind of planning on for the future. And then make our way through the Pacific Northwest and make it to Seattle and Vancouver. Then fly through the Inside Passage. We'll take some turboprops. Maybe even take some amphibious planes and take up the coast. So that's kind of how I want to plan these flights. Yeah, the SE said he's already at 15,000 feet. I'm still got a ways to go. Yeah, this PC-4 is made for these kind of fights, though. And the reason is that I've flown something very similar to the PC-6 during my Alaska trip, which was the DHC-3 Otter. So I've flown something very similar to. Oh, I didn't know. Did we get bots? I did one moment to not look at the chat, and there are bots. Thank you, Typhon. Appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate my mod, Super Typhon. Such a great mod. Don't know what to do without him as my mod, to be honest. So let's go ahead and talk a bit about Bolivia for a bit. For our slideshow. So, transportation in Bolivia. So in terms of transportation for the roads, one particular road is something to keep in mind. And this is the youngest road in Bolivia, called the world's most dangerous road. And that's due to the fact that the Northern Coastal Road is pretty much unpaved without guardrails. It was cut in the mountain in the 1930s. The fall from the narrow 12-foot patch is as much as 2,000 feet in some places, and due to the humid weather, there's often poor conditions like mudslides and fallen rocks. And each year, over 25,000 bikers cycle around the 40-mile road. But yeah, this youngest road is a major tourist attraction of the La Paz area, and is extremely dangerous. Also because of fog and rain too. However, good thing about this as well, the road actually has left-handed traffic compared to many other roads in the country, but even then, there were still lots of wrecks through it. Believe it or not, some of the road was actually built by the Paraguayan prisoners in the Chaco War in the 30s. It was one of the few routes that connect the Amazon jungle with the city of La Paz. And there were a lot of accidents. In fact, an average per year of 209 accidents and 96 deaths per year. However, those accidents thankfully are down. It used to be 209 accidents, and now in 2011 it was around 114 accidents. Still more than mostly every other road, but it's coming down. And that's because they helped build a new road. But yeah, it is insanely dangerous. And Top Gear and believe it or not, if you ever got to watch the Top Gear Bolivia special, they went through this road. During their adventure. Top Gear went down through. They went through Youngest Road as well, so that's where a lot of people know that road is from. And then in terms of air traffic, there's also 3 major airports as well. There's also the Apollo Road as well, which allows them access to mines and stuff. But the thing about roads is it's just difficult with roads because obviously Bolivia is very mountainous. So railways used to be more important in Bolivia, but nowadays they're a small part of the country. In terms of airports, there are over 1,000 airports in Bolivia, and the big 3 airports in Bolivia are El Alto in La Paz, Viru in Santa Cruz, and Jorge Wilstermann International in Cochabamba. We'll be visiting 2. We actually are visiting the big 3 today. We took off for the busiest. We're going to enter Cochabamba, and our first stop, in La Paz, the second one. So we're going to be visiting those 3. And yeah, pretty. Yeah, pretty crazy stuff going on. So the main reason I want to talk about transportation is this country does have an international airline. More specifically, their new flag carrier, Boliviana de Aviación, which is Bolivia's flag carrier. Now, it was founded back in 2007 to replace the older air carrier, Lloyd Aéreo Boliviano. It operates most of its domestic hub out of its hub at Jorge Wilstermann Airport and maintains focus cities in El Alto and Viru International Airports. However, almost all international flights are actually operated out of Viru. And you could blame because of the severe limitations of El Alto Airport in La Paz. And yeah, we will be visiting El Alto very short. But basically what I'm trying to say is because of El Alto's insane altitude, your weight is a huge factor when flying out of the airport. Pretty crazy stuff. But so basically the bit of history with this thing, it was started back in 2007 by the Bolivian government under President Evo Morales, who signed Supreme Decree 29318 into law, establishing the new airline strategic state-owned enterprise to sustain the Bolivian air travel market, and they currently operate a comprehensive network of scheduled domestic flights, mainly including all the principal cities of Bolivia. However, the airline's fast growth allowed it to commence international routes, and it's been expanding ever since it opened. It's including new international routes in recent years. They've opened ones to Lima, Havana, Caracas, and Paraguay are some of the new ones they've just opened up. So it's rapidly been expanding as an airline. In terms of their destinations, domestically, they fly to most of the major Bolivian cities like La Paz, Santa Cruz de la Sierra, Cochabamba, Potosi, Uyuni, Trinidad, Oruro, and Sucre are some of the ones they fly to domestically. Internationally, they fly to Lima, Sao Paulo, Asunción, Buenos Aires, Caracas, Havana, Miami, and Madrid are the international destinations they fly to. Now, the reason I've only covered them recently is because, like I said, they're a newer airline. And Boliviana de Aviación operates 3 Airbus A330-200s, 4 Boeing 737-300s, 4 Boeing 737-700s, 9 Boeing 737-800, 1 Boeing 737-767-300ER, and 2 Bombardier CRJ-200s is their main fleet as a result. So that's kind of their main fleet. Now, a little bit about their old flag carrier. Some interesting information about the older one. LAB Airlines, or Lloyd Aéreo Boliviano, was actually one of the oldest airlines in the world, dating back to August 1925, and commenced in September 24th of that year, making it among the world's oldest airlines. However, they're no longer in operation still. It was actually the second oldest airline in South America after Avianica in Colombia, which we will talk about Avianica very soon, because Avianica has a very rich history, and we will be talking about that airline. When we get to Colombia. But basically, they started using flights between Cochabamba and Santa Cruz using Junkers F-13s. Then they did international routes between La Paz and Coimbra, Brazil. And more destinations were added all across Brazil. They became the national airline in the 1940s. And then, of course, they had a lot of financial issues in the 90s onwards, and that ended up causing the airline to go out of business. And they historically operated a pretty wide range of planes, from Airbus A300s to Boeing 707s, 727s, C-46 Commandos, DC-3s, DC-6s, Fokker F-27 Friendships, Ju-52s, the L-1A Electra. They used to operate all sorts of planes. They also had quite a few major accidents as well, including one in 19. And there's one particular accident as well that caused a crash in La Mancha, which we will talk about later. So So the national park we're going to be doing flying over soon is Carrasco National Park. We'll be flying there very shortly. Yeah, look at the crazy views. We're getting back at the high altitude once again. So yeah, this week, so I think for this week, for my streams, I think the schedule for next week is going to be, I think Wednesday, since due to the success of the previous shuttle source service, I'll probably be doing one out of the West United States. I'll be doing a West US shuttle thing, so I believe I'm going to be doing Tahoe over to either Salt Lake City, or probably Tahoe to LA, or Salt Lake City would probably be what I want to do on Wednesday. Or or maybe we do shuttle service from Nairobi. Probably Nairobi over to Dar es Salaam, probably. That would be a pretty good one. Um, or Entebbe would also be pretty good too. I know we already flown to Entebbe in the past, but it'd be pretty nice to do some shuttle thing between those two airports over Lake Victoria. That would be pretty cool. That would be one option. The other one is, I think the more likely option is probably out of Shibu to Tokyo Hanada. That would be a really good one for a shuttle thing for us. And we'd do some from Nagoya to Tokyo. That would probably be really good. And the reason I did Hanada is because it is a handcrafted airport. And I think it would be pretty cool to do some service between Hanada and Nagoya. That would be what I'm probably going to do on Wednesday. So. So yeah, yes. If you guys weren't around on Friday, we actually went from Antofagasta, Chile, over to Santa Cruz de la Sierra. That was an absolutely stunning flight. It was a bit longer, but man, it was worth the scenery. Like we got to see a massive copper mine. We got to go through the Andean Plateau. Lots of volcanoes around that area. Then we went to the Uyumi Salt Flats. It was huge. Massive salt flat, expanded for miles. And then we got to visit some historic Bolivian mining town of Potosi, in the constitutional capital of Sucre. And then we made our way to Santa Cruz, but that was such a great flight. And I think this is going to be really good too. I think that's going to be a really good flight as well. In terms of other stuff around the community, around the rest of our community, Murph's going to be back for his streaming stuff next week. So, next Monday he'll be checking out Kilauea, Hawaii, in the Big Island, one of the world's active volcanoes. It's huge, and he'll be going through around the Big Island of Hawaii. Unfortunately, we won't be visiting Hawaii in our journey, but we will do something a little bit special at some point when we get to. But he's going to go from... He's going to start from Maui and make his way down over to the Big Island. But that's pretty cool. And then Tuesday he's gonna be doing another group flight, EC6 across from Detroit to Chicago with stops at Grand Rapids and Kalamazoo. So that's pretty cool to see. Yeah, we're about to fly over Carrasco National Park in front of us. That's Carrasco National Park. I mean, this is pretty crazy. Got to see some of the canyons and all that from here. So yeah, if you guys want to check out my Discord, !Discord. If you guys are interested, check out my latest content and upcoming streams. Feel free to check out the Discord here as well. In terms of other bits of news and bobs, for Flight Sim, there really isn't too much. More news. So there is going to be a new scenery for Rome Ciampo Airport from Fox Golf. But the big one that's going to be that I'm really quite interested in is AnyBuilds. And they're coming out with a new airport. It's Nairobi. That's right, it's one of our hubs. Nairobi Jomo Kenyatta is coming soon to MFSS. Now, I really enjoyed the freeware in Nairobi. That's actually really cool. But there's a new payware one, and it looks amazing, which is great news because it is one of our hubs, and we get an amazing payware. It's going to feature accurately modeling, high detail and accurate models, dynamic buildings, up-to-date layout, and much more. Looks absolutely insane. I mean, it's great to see one of our hubs finally get some development, especially Nairobi, which is one of Africa's busiest airports, and so it's very good to see. Yeah, it's going to feature accurate model, true-to-life recreation, handmade ground textures, up-to-date airport layout, GSX profile, LED optimization, full any manager scenery, and bestowed tax signage as well. So it's going to come out soon, which is just really good news. But yeah, this is awesome news because, again, Africa just doesn't get a lot of scenery development stuff. And that's huge. Oh, nice. Oh, yeah, you're playing the Skyman. Cool. Oh, yeah, definitely. I hope Merc gets pre-release for that because, like I said, it's Nairobi. Nairobi is a wonderful area to fly around in Africa. I really do enjoy flying Nairobi. I probably should do another one of these Wednesday things in Nairobi again. But I really do enjoy my time in Nairobi. It's such a good airport. I'm glad we picked it. And I'm glad we got a really good hub in Nairobi. It's just a great area, especially for it's really great for both GA and airliner stuff. It's just really good for both. So yeah, it's pretty exciting times for Africa. Yeah, that's awesome. Awesome here, guys. Yeah, the Skyvan definitely is a great thing. I haven't got the Skyvan yet from the marketplace. I haven't got that yet. Maybe I should get more planes for the marketplace, but I don't know. I'm trying to save my money up for when the 777 eventually comes out. Because I don't know when the 777 is going to come out. So very, very excited as well. Yep, we're about to hit the mountains of Bolivia here very shortly. So yeah, now the reason why I think altitude is a big deal here is pretty cool, and apparently when we get to Peru, on next Friday we'll be getting to Peru, and we'll have to do a high altitude, so we'll have to pick another turboprop. Maybe next week, according to my it's gonna be 424 nautical miles there as well. So maybe for next week, I'm probably gonna take the FS Reborn 500 again, or you know what, I may actually take the Kodiak for that one, because we're going to be going through some high altitude ops in that, and it's going to be absolutely insane. Or I could take the DC-3 too, which it could actually go pretty high. I think the DC-3's altitude is about like 20,000 feet. I need to check the DC-3's. Service ceiling 23,000 feet. Yeah, it could. Yeah, I could take the DC-3 for that one. That might be a good idea. Plus, who knows? I haven't taken the DC-3 out in a bit, so I think that would be a lot of fun. Yeah, the MU2 would also be pretty good as well. I don't have like the MU2 and all that. Yeah, if you want more speed, go Mach again and cause avalanches. No thank you. The people of Bolivia would not be very happy if I caused those avalanches, Typhon. Because the world's already dealt with enough chaos and background. So, I don't want more speed, but I guess. But I do want to take something a little quick, so maybe I'll just take the Kodiak. That would probably be a good idea. Very safe and sorry when taking the high altitude. Yeah, I guess I could take the M500 as well. But I mean, I probably could, or I could take the DA62. I'm actually going to want to take the DA62. I haven't taken that in a bit. The good old Diamond. That would probably be good. The DA62 or the Baron. Wait, that's right. I could take the Baron. I haven't. Yeah, I'll probably take the Baron. I haven't taken that at all during the journey. Yeah, I mean. Yeah, the twin engine Baron. I can probably take that. That would be good. But it's at 19,000. But near the top of its silver ceiling. But that wouldn't be a problem. As the sail altitude for that would be is 18,000 feet. So I'll have enough altitude. That wouldn't be a problem. So we're finally up to we're finally not far. We're just 190 nautical miles from our trip. We're not too much far at all. We're finally back into the highlands again. Looking at the scenery here. So let's take a look at the scenery here. I mean, wow, this is crazy. Back up in the mountains once again. Look at the state of this, guys. Holy moly, this is impressive. Look at this. That's crazy. The scenery here looks amazing. Looks awesome. yeah, the scenery here just looks amazing. And Bolivia is just so cool. And you wonder why I love the Sims so much. Just incredible scenery, guys. Absolutely incredible. Yeah, we're not too far away from the city of Cochabamba today. We're not very far at all from one of the more important cities in the country, Cochabamba. Here we go, guys. Cochabamba, we're going to come up to there very shortly. But Cochabamba is a city municipality in central Bolivia, and it's the country's fourth largest city with a population of 630,000 people. Its name is from a compound of Quechua words meaning lake, Quechua, lake, and Pampa, open plain. So basically, open plain lake is what it's called. It's known as the Eternal City of Eternal Spring, or the Garden City, with spring-like temperatures all year round. And it's the largest urban center between La Paz and Santa Cruz. In antiquity, it featured numerous lakes, which gave the city its names, though many of them have disappeared due to urban development. It has been an important cultural, educational, and political economic center for the country. The modern city was founded in 1571 by the order of Viceroy Francisco de Toledo. It was meant to be an agricultural production center for food and wood for the mining towns at the nearby Altiplano region, particularly Potosi. In fact, and it actually flourished with the rise of Potosi. It thrived. However, it did enter a period of decline in the 18th century as mining began to wane, though nowadays it's continued to grow more and more through it as well. It was also the site of a water war that took place between December 1999 and 2000, where a series of protests took place due to the privatization of the water company. But yeah, it's got great climate year-round. I mean, the record highs of this place is the highest, which is January, is only 95 degrees. Meaning year-round, you're getting the main daily is 75 degrees year-round. It's nice all year-round. So super nice year-round. It's also known as the heart of Bolivia and the gastronomic capital, thanks to being the fact that you can find a lot of Bolivian delicacies like pique macho, chuno, chicharron, sopa de mani, and much more. So that's definitely pretty cool as well. But it's a beautiful city. It looks nice too. In terms of landmarks, there's the Cristo de la Concordia, perched on top of San Pedro Hill, featuring the tall statue. It's actually the tallest of its kind in the world, which is basically it's like Christ Redeemer, but it's in Colombia, and it's the tallest of its kind. We have the Palacio Portales, the Portales Palace, which was built between 1915 and 1927. It was the residence of Simon Iturra Patino, a Bolivian millionaire called the Tin Baron due to the fact he controlled half of the nation's tin output in the 30s. And La Quinchilla, which is actually the largest open-air market in all of South America, and you can have it all, from clothing, food, souvenirs, and even books. had it all. It has it all in terms of all this stuff for. So pretty cool stuff. So pretty cool stuff I gotta get. Pretty cool stuff. Yeah, I mentioned, I think I remember Google Matavish saying that that he really likes flying into Bolivia and all that, and I don't disagree. Bolivia is absolutely stunning. Who's gonna go to this here? You know what's pretty crazy though? I know we already have 2 hubs in South America, one in Ecuador and one in Brazil, but I wouldn't mind another hub in the region. Like probably Santiago would be pretty cool to have as a third South America hub. It's just South America is a huge continent. I wouldn't mind having another one. Like Chile with Santiago would be good. So I think probably a really good spot would honestly be probably somewhere in Bolivia, probably. Santa Cruz de la Sierra would be a pretty good spot. Or Santiago would be pretty good. La Paz would be way too extreme for a Fireflyer to even try. Not because I don't like La Paz, it's because La Paz is too extreme even for us. So here's Cochabamba. So our first stop of the day is going to be hey, good to see you, Frankie Poops. Good to see you, my dude. Welcome on in. We're about to fly into our first stop of the day. We're going to fly over to Horst Wilstermann Airport. This high elevation airport is the main airport for Cochabamba. It was named after Jorge Wilstermann, who worked as Bolivia's first civilian aviator. Its main destinations serve all across South America, but mainly flown to destinations such as Santa Cruz de la Sierra, La Paz, Madrid, Buenos Aires, Sao Paulo, Sucre, and more are some of its destinations. But yeah, we're about to approach Cochabamba very shortly. But yeah, we're in Bolivia right now, Frankie. Beautiful country. I flew in there. We flew in there starting yesterday. Um, from Antofagasta, Chile, and it was definitely very nice. Scenery here was just wonderful. Oh yeah, sorry this is loud, but I know a lot of guys, none of you guys fly with us. For any Condonians. Oh, nice. Oh, that's right. Oh, his check ride. Oh, nice, Frankie. His check ride. Oh, he's gonna be trying to be an IRL pilot. Oh, that's gonna be really cool. Oh, definitely. Oh, that's definitely really cool, though. That sounds awesome. Don't worry, I won't be too rowdy. We're gonna go ahead and descend to 11,000 feet. On vertical speed. Yeah, thank you for the shout out, Typhon. Yeah, oh, can do. If you guys don't know about one of the great bush pilots for our community, been a great bush pilot and definitely has the largest one in Twitch. He's the Two-Toe Murphy of bush pilots. Basically, he does all things bush. So, but yeah, that sounds awesome though. That's a huge accomplishment being a real life pilot. Like I said, it is not easy to be a pilot. I'm not even a pilot, but I can happily tell you that it is not easy. If it was easy, more people would probably do it, but. Oh, what point is this? This point here is the Plus PC6 Porter. This is the Asobo version. I don't have the Milvis version, but because I didn't really need the Milvis version. It's a Plus PC6. This is the like I said, I don't have the Milvis one. I know the Milvis one's better than this, but it makes no sense to buy something if I already have the plain default. Save my money. Just telling you guys straight up how I honestly feel. Cochabamba, the heart of Bolivia. Yeah, it's definitely gone through quite a few updates since the last time we filmed. It's actually not. It's not pretty solid. It's not, like I said, for a default aircraft. It's actually pretty solid now. It's just it's not as good as the Milvis one still, but I mean for free, I mean I'll take it. So we're gonna actually go. We're actually gonna go around the mountain and fly around the town, around the city for a little bit. Now, of course, if it's one of the things about Bolivia to keep in mind of is a lot of its airports on the western half of the west and southwest part of the country are very high altitudes. We already checked out Uyuni, Potosi, Sucre, Oro, and especially La Paz are well above 10,000 feet in altitude. So I know some of you guys have been wondering though, why is that an issue? Well, if you know anything about it, I'll explain later, but basically, the high altitude stuff affects your takeoff roll. And when you combine that with the plane's weight, that plays a major factor in flight planning. So, Cochabamba. But yeah, I've done some I did some BA airline flying out of this area for a couple of times. I did first Cochabamba to La Paz, then I did La Paz over to Potosi. But basically, I did some of this flying. It is very challenging. They weren't joking. This part of the region is insane. Yeah, exactly. Unless it's that bad. Okay, here's Cochabamba. Yeah, very nice city to fly over. But I think the real crazy thing is when we visit La Paz, because that city is absolutely crazy in comparison to this. So, yeah, this is Cochabamba. And we're going to go ahead and disable Autopilot. Turn off the Autopilot Master. And we'll circle in. We'll land on runway 23. See, this is why, guys, I took the Porter today, because look at the altitude. No, 8,000 feet is not the cruising altitude. It's actually the altitude of this airport. So pretty crazy stuff. And hey, we nicely done, guys. He landed. Nice. Whew. We made her down safely. Yeah, there's some really cool approaches with this airport. In terms of the airliner flying, according to my document, there's actually some really fun approaches you could do out of this airport. Really cool stuff. So we're going to stop here for just a little bit here. We'll taxi back into our main spot very shortly. We'll prepare for the takeoff to La Paz in El Alta, which is an absolutely insane airport. If you ever get the chance to do some flying, it is absolutely insane. So we'll take a quick break for about a minute or two if you guys want to join on in. Just be warned, before you pick the aircraft, consider the altitudes we'll be flying to, because next leg we will be cruising all the way up to 20,000 feet for the next leg. Yes, 20,000 feet. So you're going to need all the altitude you're going to get to at least take a day that can at least go 20,000 feet. A turboprop like a Cessna 208, a PC-6 Porter are great choices. If you don't mind tasting it a little faster, you can take a TDM or King Air. That would also be fine for those altitudes. A DA-62 would work. Just be aware of altitude. That's the big consideration here. Oh yeah, or something goes Mach. Yeah, that too. That works too. I guess that works too. But yeah, so far I think my favorite place to fly in that tour definitely are Chile and Bolivia are two of my favorite countries we've flown on this journey so far. They've been absolutely amazing places. Absolutely incredible. Super nice place. So let's go ahead and prepare for the next leg. I'm going to go ahead and refuel this plane. We're going to go up all the way to 20,000 feet. Our heading is going to be 302 degrees. I'm going to go ahead and prepare for takeoff. So I guess we can take off at 3-2. So we're going to go ahead and taxi all the way back to 3-2. And we'll taxi our way up to the airport. But yeah. Yeah, we're gonna head over to El Alta, which is an absolutely insane airport. There's a stained glass, and I thought there was an animal. And you know what's crazier is next week we're gonna continue the high flying stuff, because next Friday we're gonna be heading over to Ayacucho in Cusco, in Machu Picchu, Lake Titicaca, Cusco, Machu Picchu. I mean, that's gonna be an insane flight on next Friday. I cannot wait to show off the Machu Picchu scenery with you guys, because I know how much you guys have been looking forward to seeing I know how much you guys are looking forward to seeing Machu Picchu as well. And we'll talk all about Machu Picchu as well on that stream. So we'll be teaching you guys plenty of information. Yeah. I mean, like I said, if Firefighter ever gets a hub, I would be the things I would be okay would be, I don't know for next time. Personally, if I hope it's somewhere new like Southeast Asia would be once we reach the XP goal. Outside of that, though, I wouldn't mind a third South America hub because problem is Bolivia and Rio are quite. Well, here's the thing. Ecuador are that far away from Bolivia, and Chile are quite far away from most of our hub stuff. So we have a hub in, let's say, Santiago or Cordoba, somewhere closer to Patagonia, and Bolivia would be quite nice. And here we go. Back Coca Bump. Now for this one, we are going to climb at 1,500 feet. But yeah, we're going to be... I'm actually going to go circle around for a little bit and climb slowly. Because obviously, 20,000 feet is really difficult for most planes, particularly something like that. What we're going to do is going to circle around like this and just circle around. I know it sounds weird, but trust me, it's going to be important when we climb. Circle around back this area. So yeah, guys, what are you guys looking forward to quite a bit for the next couple streams? If you got any ideas on Wednesday stream, do let me know in the Discord. But basically, if you guys aren't aware, I do these around the world streams Fridays and Sundays. I do twice a week. Since that would speed things up considerably. I'm even higher. So yeah, guys, I hope you all had a good weekend and everything. Yeah, there's our airport. Yeah, like it sounds weird I'm doing all this, but I'm actually doing this for good reason, because obviously with this airport being such a high altitude, I'm not going to take any chances with the higher altitudes. Go ahead and drop back down to 800 feet per minute. And once we do that, I'm going to go ahead and so we finally made it through. Okay. All right. Okay. We finally climbed up. I know it took us a bit of a while to circle around the runway, but we had to climb. Because, again, the thing about airports in Bolivia is you gotta, especially in the western part of Bolivia, you gotta worry about the mountains. So you gotta be very careful when you fly around this area. So we're gonna climb up here. We'll talk a little bit about Bolivia for a bit. Let's go ahead and talk about Bolivia's culture for a bit while we're up here, because this is gonna be a shorter late than the last one. So we're gonna go ahead and deal with Bolivia's culture for a bit. So Bolivia's culture has been heavily influenced by the Spanish, Aymara, the Quechua, and other popular cultures in Latin America as a whole. And there are three distinct periods of which Bolivian culture is relevant. First is the first big thing about Bolivian culture has been the pre-Columbian, the colonial, and Republican eras. For example, the pre-Columbian would be like many archaeological ruins, gold, silver ornaments, stone monuments, ceramics, and weavings are very important. They're still there even in Bolivian culture. Then the Spanish brought their own colonial traditions, which, in the hands of the local indigenous Mestizo builders, developed into a rich and distinctive architecture, literature, and sculpture during the colonial period in paintings and stonecutters and goldsmiths. And then in the modern era, in the Republican era, you got the modern day music, art, and more as well. But Bolivia's got a pretty rich tradition. A lot of it's tied into the native traditions as well. Play a big part in Bolivian culture and tradition. In terms of festivals and dances, there are a ton. Pagan rites from the pre-Columbian era are still very common, even in modern Bolivia, especially those of the indigenous tribes. And the clothing during the festivals is reminiscent of the dress of the pre-Columbian tribes. And one of those is the Carnival of Oro. Has been around since the 18th century, are among the great folkloric events in South America, as well as the lesser known indigenous Inanna Indina that are held at May. And of course, there are also many dance songs that complement these festivals that from both native and European cultures. The most popular dance in present times is caporales, and has developed over a few decades to be a very popular dance all across the country. There are other types of dances popular, like the Awiki, Waka Waka, and Afro-Bolivian Saya are some of the least the popular kinds of dances and stuff. In terms of sports, Bolivia is the most popular sport in Bolivia is football, and the governing body is the Federación Boliviana de Football. And the national team Bolivia is ranked 75th in the world, with their best ranking being 18th, their highest ranking ever. They competed in the World Cup 3 times in the FIFA World Cup. They've also competed in the Copa America 23 times, and the Federation Cup once. However, the big thing about football in Bolivia that has been a little bit of controversy has been not so much the teams, but the altitude. As Bolivia is home to some very high altitude stadiums, particularly in La Paz. And there's a lot of controversy over football at higher altitudes. Outside of that, it all has a pretty successful national basketball team which finished 8th in the South American Basketball Championship in 2016. So they had some successful basketball stuff here as well. And then for Bolivia, we have to also talk about cuisine. It has a mix between the indigenous cuisine and then also brought in from immigrants from Europe as well. The traditional staples of Bolivian cuisine are corn, potatoes, quinoa, and beans, as well as staples brought from Spanish like rice, wheat, beef, and pork. And it differs a lot based on geographical locations. In western Bolivia, they tend to use a lot of spices, while in the lowlands use more of fruits, vegetables, fish, and yuca. But it's had a lot of influence as well. And there's quite a few major foods in Bolivia, most notably charque or jerky. You have the fricassee, which is traditional soup of pork, a hominy, chuno, onions, garlic, salt, pepper, or spices. Top of the sauce. That's a very popular thing. Then you have pique macho, which consists of beef, red onion, green pepper, tomato, french fries, mustard, mayonnaise, and ketchup. And depending on what region, you might also have a boiled egg. There's also some pancho, which is basically rice, flavored by like potato, and pounded meat. Some of the foods here in Bolivia. They also got quite a few sweets, mainly manjar blanco, and more. They got quite a bit, but it's not too dissimilar from other Andean cuisines. But Bolivia definitely has its own culinary highlights. And here's a couple of fun facts about Bolivia. There's about 37 official languages in the country. The most common spoken being Spanish, Quechua, and Aymara, but they also got lots of other indigenous languages spoken throughout the country. So, in Bolivia, it's considered good luck to purchase miniature versions of the things you want. A tradition practiced on the day of las Citas. Bolivian named Carmelo Flores Laura was considered one of the oldest person to ever, living up to be 123 years old. Yeah, that's a long. And finally, in Bolivian traffic zebras, which are humans dressed in zebra costumes, help maintain order in the busy streets of La Paz, Bolivia. So that is some of the fun facts about Bolivia to keep in mind. So that is about Bolivia itself. We still have to learn about La Paz and all that, and now Alto. So we will be learning. So we're actually climbing all the way to 20,000 feet. Yeah, absolutely insane up here. Pretty crazy. Scenery. absolutely crazy sick. So we're about 106 nautical miles from our final stop here at La Paz, Bolivia. Hey, good to see you, Airlock Doc. Afternoon to you, my dude. I have to admit, this plane I won for once, I never went in. It doesn't have a thing I wanted to play, whatever that thing is. What thing? Like, tries to land here? Is that what it is? So, but yeah, the scenery here is just insane. I think it's the plumber's pipe construction on the inside. Yeah, but I mean, it's not meant to be pretty. PC6 is meant to be that utilitarian kind of plane. He bought it out of the local Reno shop, renovation shop. Oh, that's a funny. Good one, Airlock. Yeah, definitely pretty funny. That's a good one, Airlock. Hey, IKEA plane, yep. Oh yeah, there is a gunship version of the PC6. Yeah, there is actually one. You see, they made this. It was for the Vietnam War, I believe. It was actually a licensed version of this built by Fairchild back in the It was a military variant. It was the AU-23 Peacemaker. It was from Fairchild. It was a license by Fairchild. They built it as an old gunship. It was developed during the early 70s. And they put a 3-barrel version of they put a 20mm M97 cannon onto that thing, as well as different kinds of bombs, napalm units, cluster bombs, and more. A pretty interesting little plane. It's still used by the Thai Air Force even to today. Yeah, very cool. But yeah, that's true, Typhon. Actually, no, instead of 20,000 feet, I'm going to go 21,000. Just to make sure. Yeah, I can put a loose gun on the random sky and call it gunship too. Much that makes sense. Yeah, that's true, Gazaki. That makes a lot of sense. That's correct. The short Skyvan gunship. Yeah, speaking about that old Skyvan, apparently your little Skyvan can carry 19 passengers, cruise up to 150 knots at 10,000 feet. Its stored version can take off 1,500 feet, so pretty crazy stuff. 3 Yahoos in the Beaver with the doors open to 44 minutes. Does that qualify? Oh, that's good. That's good. Very good. Probably if they're hunting deer, yeah, that probably works. But yeah, the Skyvan's a great skydiving plane. Well, I've never seen one of these in the United States, honestly. I mean, the closest thing I've seen to skydiving, at least from where I live, is like a Cessna 182 or something like that. Don't get texted any ideas. Yeah, don't give any of the Texans any ideas. Yeah, you know what people in Texas love to do. They put guns on you and anything. But yeah, so we're about to approach some of the mountain ranges. So if you look right in front of us, we are flying. This is the Cerro Gigante. And this is the chain of mountains that fly through there. You can actually find some glaciers up there too. But of course, there's one peak that really stands out here in Bolivia, and you can actually see it right over here. This is Illimani, which we will be paying a visit to. We'll be paying a visit there very shortly. So we will be paying attention there very shortly. Definitely a beautiful sight here. Absolutely incredible. 20,000 feet. We're way up here. Probably the highest altitude we've flown this entire journey, by the way. Outside of our jet, of course, and the airliners. But it's very, but man, this is an incredible view, guys. What a stunning view here today. So once we visit Illimani, we'll check out the city of La Paz. So, very short. Beautiful city. Sorry if I took your name tag, Kazaki. Had to take a screenshot of the Discord. Yes, if you guys don't know, I do have my Discord here. And yes, where I put a lot of my screenshots for the All-Right Report, I actually have them on my own chat. You guys can take a look at the screenshots. But I feel like that's a great way to recap everything from our journey, these screenshots. It's a great way to keep the memory lasting for a bit long. Yeah, the views are outstanding up here, man. Look at the scenery. Look at the scenery. This is just unbelievable scenery here today, here in Bolivia. Just incredible scenery. I'm blown away by the scenery. Definitely go around this, but yeah, definitely go around. You know, the last type of plane that went over Illimani? Oh yeah, it crashed. Yeah, I kid you not. Speaking of which, let's talk about Illimani, which we will be visiting very shortly. Illimani is the highest mountain in the Cordillera Real. It's the second highest peak in Bolivia after Nevada Sajama at elevation of 21,122 feet. It's the 18th highest peak in South America. The mountain itself has 4 main peaks. The highest is the South Summit, which is a popular one for mountain climbers. And it's quite visible from the cities of El Alto and La Paz, and it's their major landmark. And the mountain has been a subject of many local songs, most importantly Illimani, with the following refrain: Illimani, Illimani, Centinela, tu eres de La Paz, Illimani, Illimani, Perla Andina, eres de Bolivia. Which translates to Illimani, Illimani, you are the sentinel of La Paz, Illimani, Illimani, you are Bolivia's Andean Pearl, is what it's called. And basically that's what it's translated from Spanish. The first ever successful attempt in climbing the mountain was in 1890 by British climber William Martin Conway and 2 Italian guides. Made the first ever recorded ascent to the peak. And the current standard route was actually climbed by the 40s by Germans R. Boicher, F. Brent, and W. Kuhn. And it requires 4 days to fly. There have been a few incidents with this airport, but most infamously was in 1985 when Eastern Airlines Flight 980 flew off from Asunción to Miami with a stopover at La Paz, and their Boeing 727 actually struck the mountain at 19,000 feet, struck the side of the mountain during that time. And it killed all 29 people on board. All 29 people in that were killed on board, and it remains the highest altitude controlled flight in the terrain in commercial aviation history. So yes, that is the most infamous accident that ever occurred around the mountain. So pretty insane stuff about this peak. Ah yes, Godfriends just had their sale, that's right. Apparently the reason for that crash was due to weather, probably, for unknown reasons. So they found out that they had unknown reasons, maybe to avoid weather. And they discovered more and more of the wreckage due to climbers. Yeah, it was definitely a very interesting crash, for sure. So that concludes the Mountain Illimani. And look at, oh my gosh, look at the state of this. That is pretty amazing. Oh, this sim. Oh man, this sim. Man, Bolivia looks amazing. Ah, this is just too cool. That's great. That's right. They just definitely got a sale. Yeah, they got some huge sales. I mean, if you guys haven't got a chance to grab any of their planes, they have some amazing offerings from them. I have most of their planes actually from Godfriends. I have the Vilga double ender, the Wildcats. I also have their Optica as well. I love Godfriends. They make some amazing planes and aircraft, and they're at a good price. I mean, $999 for one of the best warbirds in the sim. That's a bargain, direct, because their F4 Wildcat's amazing. Their double ender's extremely good. Love their double ender. And the Vilga may be one of the best planes in the sim. I need to take the Vilga out again. It's just the problem is we haven't gotten to the point where I need to take the Vilga out and all that. There's Illimani right here, the second tallest peak in all Bolivia. So let's go ahead and talk about La Paz and El Alto for a bit. So La Paz is actually Bolivia's third most populous city with 816,000 residents. But believe it or not, this is actually where the government is seated at. Even though it's not the constitutional capital, it's actually where the government's seated at. In the metropolitan area with El Alto is the second largest urban area in the country with 2.2 million people. It was founded in October 20th, 1548 by the Spanish conquistador Alonso de Mendoza at the site of the Inca settlement Laja as a connecting point that connects from Potosi to Lima. It was originally named Nuestra Señora de la Paz in commemoration of the destruction of peace. However, it gained way more influence though during the 19th century, and it has several important cultural landmarks like the San Francisco Church, Metropolitan Cathedral, and the Plaza de Murillo. It's also unique for its markets, particularly the Witches Market, who sell potions, dried frogs, and more, and its vibrant nightlife, as well as its unusual topography. As you can see, unique views of the city and the mountains of the Cordell Real from many viewing points. And it's extremely unique, and it's actually one of the highest cities in the world. And it's sort of the highest capital city in the world at an elevation around 11,975 feet. Yeah. And due to its altitude, it has an unusual subtropical highland climate with rainy summers and dry winters. Very unique city. I mean, in comparison to this, Denver, which is the capital of Colorado, you guys know Denver. Which is Denver, Colorado. That city is 5,331 feet. So this is a hole over twice the height of Denver, Colorado in the United States. And a similar city to this in altitude is Quito, which is actually which is in South America. That is 9,000 feet above sea level. This is a whole 2,000 feet more than Quito, and Quito's already a really high altitude capital. So that's probably to put that in perspective. Yeah, he saw the announcement. Yes, there are a few landmarks here in the city to check out. You have the highest skiing area in the world at Chocolatea at over 5,000 meters, and you can ski off the mountain of the Chocolatea Mountain. Then there's the Cathedral and Plaza Murillo, which holds the presidential palace, and the statue of President Gualberto Villarreal, as well as the cathedral that was built in 1835 in the Calle Jean. It is one of the most preserved colonial streets in all of Bolivia. It's home to 10 interesting museums, and you can visit them all in one day. Ooh. And then right next by is El Alto, which is actually the second largest city in the country at 943,000 people. And it's the highest major city. It's even higher than La Paz at, get this, 13,000 feet. Yes, 13,000. That's 4,000 more than Quito, which is one of our hubs, is in Quito. 4,000 feet higher than Quito. Which is, yeah, that's insane. Now, obviously, if you know anything about altitude sickness, is altitude sickness. Dude, and like, if you guys don't know what altitude sickness is, because you don't get enough time to adjust to reduce oxygen, and oxygen up there is going to be greatly reduced. And it's also known for its neo-Andean architecture that's been built after the 2000s and has dramatically grown over the past decades. There are a few attractions, most notably its open-air market. And finally, our final stop is El Alto Airport in El Alto. Now, El Alto is a really unique airport, by the way. It is the highest international airport in the world at 13,325 feet, and it's the 7th highest in the world commercial airport and the highest outside of China. And it's been around since the first half of the 20th century. It's been around since the 1920s. However, the big characteristic of this airport is its altitude and runway. It has 2 runways, 10 right, 2 left at 13,000 feet, and 10 left, 2 right at 6,700 feet. Now, I know a lot of you thinking, despite its massive runway length, 13,000 feet, you were wondering, why can't any of the commercial wide-body planes take off? They can take out of it, but they can't operate at full load, and that's because of the altitude. Because El Alto is 13,000 feet in altitude, meaning you can't take a fully loaded 747 and A330 out of this airport. That's why most international traffic doesn't operate out of El Alto. They operate out of Viru in Santa Cruz. However, this is a popular place for a lot of flight testing by manufacturers like Airbus, Bombardier, and Boeing to test out their aircraft for high altitude operations. Destinations include Bogota, Cusco, Cochabamba, Lima, Santa Cruz, Sucre, Santiago, and Trinidad are some of the destinations, but this is a very important airport. Yes, full mountain. That's why I'm going around Illimani today. That's why, guys, I am heading out at Illimani, because I'm not running into that mountain. So here it is, guys. Illimani. What an absolute incredible view. Now, have you guys ever... Now, I want to ask you guys in the chat, have you guys ever did any, with the 737 and stuff, or A320s, have you guys ever did any airliner operations out of El Alto in the sim? At least once. So I actually did, a flight over the last couple days. So I did a short haul flight. I took from El Alto over to Potosi because that was, I wanted to do that as a test for the 737-800. So I went to the El Alto airport and taxied all the way around to runway 10. I did everything from SimBrief and all that, and it took me nearly the entire. I started from 0 to 10, and it took me the entire bleeping runway to get this plane taken off. Yes, it took me the entire plane just to even take off in a Boeing 737-800. I barely even had enough room to even take off. It was, I almost hit some of the building, man. It was absolutely insane. Absolutely crazy. So I'm gonna go ahead and descend down to. I'm gonna go ahead and descend down to 17,000 feet for this one. I'm gonna go ahead and reduce the thing, but it's absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. So here's Illimani again. For you guys to see here, but absolutely insane. But absolutely insane airport. It is. What's your rotation speed? It was like 140 something knots, but because of the altitude, it took a long while to get in and out of it. I may have to put more flaps into it. Maybe that might help me take off a bit earlier, but yeah, I did not have a lot of room for error out of El Alto. And usually that's not a problem most airports. Yeah, 175 knots. Yeah, this airport is. That's why it's one of the world's most extreme airports for a reason. Yeah. And I purposely even had to lower the weight with fuel. I had to actually lower my fuel tank just to even get that thing. Like, this airport is absolute extreme. El Alto is a very extreme airport, and I may even do a stream to probably show you guys what I'm talking about, but extreme is an understatement with El Alto. You're not going to get a more extreme airport. There are some airports that are extreme because of how difficult it is to land. Like, for example, Bhutan Airport, for example, is one of the extreme because it is insanely difficult to land. Like, that one's very difficult to land, for example, because of the tricky terrain. But in the case of El Alto, it's because of its altitude. It's above everything else, so flying an elevator is going to be a challenge. We're about to enter the city of La Paz very shortly in El Alto, so I'm going to descend down to 15,000 feet for this one. Go ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and make our way down. But this is absolutely crazy. Maybe I might do a Wednesday stream. Maybe the Wednesday stream be La Paz. I don't know. We do La Paz, Santa Cruz, and then La Paz. And then Santa Cruz de Sierra and back to La Paz. That would be absolutely insane. That might be what I want to do on Wednesday. And do this flight, but with the airliners. Just to show you what I'm talking about. Show you guys what I'm talking about. Maybe that'll be Wednesday. Maybe not this Wednesday, but maybe another Wednesday. Yeah, it's such a crazy place. So here it is, guys. La Paz. This is an absolutely crazy city. Just absolutely crazy. What a crazy. Period. This is La Paz. I mean, this is absolutely insane capital. What an insane capital. I mean, to have that many people live that high up in elevation. And finally, we're going to turn left, make our way over to the international airport. Yeah, the head down taxi is evil. It is. It's what an insane scene. Just an absolutely insane state. But like it's built on all of this is La Paz. Right? This is a space. Just insane. All right, guys. Let's go ahead and prepare for the last flight. Yeah, this is an absolutely insane airport in an absolute insane city. Here's Kazakh. I mean, what an insane place. This is awesome. Here we go, guys. Negative 67, nice. Negative 2, just only 2 off from being negative 69, which would be super nice, but hey, nice, very, very smooth landing. Let's taxi back. See, that's one of the nice things about this PC6 Porters. I don't have to worry about takeoffs in this place. I don't have to worry about the super long taxi rollouts because of this. But yeah. Let's text. I mean, look at the views from up here. There's more mountains from this part of Bolivia. There's Payana Potosi up there and all that mountain range. I mean, look at the mountains. That's absolutely what a view. But yeah, next Friday should be just as equally stunning. So we're gonna go ahead and taxi. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the engines. Well, that's it, everyone. What an absolutely incredible flight here, guys. We made it to La Paz, one of the world's most extreme airports. So guys, thank you all so much for joining me on this flight. This is an absolutely insane trip. So guys, we will be back on Wednesday for our Firefly Airstream. We'll go from Nagoya to do our Nagoya Tokyo shuttle. So that's where we're going to be going here today. And we're going to go ahead and set up the raid. We're going to go ahead and raid someone different for today. We're going to raid Jay Winneker. He's been doing some fighter jet stuff, so fireplane stuff. So we're going to raid Jay Winneker's stream. And that's been the Around the World trip. We will be back here on Friday, next Friday. And we're going to go check out Lake Titicaca, Cusco, and Machu Picchu. So this should be another insane sort of stuff. So guys, thank you all so much for joining me on this Sunday, and I hope to see you all again soon. Take care, everyone, and have a great rest of your Sunday. Goodbye, everyone. Have a great day.